Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video, a lady answers the question why Arabs hate us black people. Well, in this video, she says that Arabs don't hate people of our race. It's just that the majority of most Arabs or Muslims that dislike people of color have either been wronged by them or have heard stories of multiple people being wronged by that race. So they hold a grudge. Let's take a look at her video.
Why do Arabs hate black people? I was asked that question. Arabs don't hate black people. Newsflash. Okay, our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his imam was a black guy named Bilal. So they have nothing against the black race. It's just majority of Arabs or Muslims that dislike black people have either been wronged by them or like some way wronged or have heard stories of multiple people being wronged or like taken advantage of or murdered or something by that race. So they hold a grudge against that race particularly, but not all Arabs hate black people. It's against our religion to like discriminate against skin color, especially since there are a lot of black Muslims and we don't judge about them. So it's majority of whenever Arabic people are like cautious about black people, it's either because something happened or they just heard a story. For example, 9/11, how do most people compare Arabs or associate Arabs? That's a perfect example.
Now, the point where she said maybe they just heard stories, so they hold a grudge, really caught me. Like, how do you dislike someone or people based on what you heard? Like, you're not even sure. Just because someone told you something, then you decide to hold a grudge on someone. Wow, just wow. For now, let's take a look at some of the stitches. Continue watching because after this, I share my own thoughts on this and I will read a few comments from people. Let's check out these stitches.
That question.
I'm going to say from personal experience, they are many, not a lot, not all, but a lot. I've traveled to Arab countries, a few Arab countries, and probably the best experiences I had was in Egypt. They were the most friendly. Worst experience was in Jordan. When I went to Jordan, I mean, people were just talking so much shit. And I mean, I couldn't even go shopping anywhere because they were just trying to up the price and then they were just like giving me the stink eye. So then with the men, Arab Muslim men in particular, and maybe some Asians too, I wouldn't doubt it for a second, they will only sleep with black women, but they will never ever marry. Never, because they don't want to.
Just majority of Arabs or Muslims that dislike black people.
Are you kidding me right now? Like, did you really just compare what people that have been enslaved for like over 600 years to one 9/11 attack? Do you realize that there's black people that are Muslim that experience not only Islamophobia, but also being black in America? Did you realize that Arabs that come to this country, America, can put that they're white to get loans for their businesses? Did you know that black people cannot do that and they're easily discriminated against to even get loans? Did you know?
I'm a little bit confused about why Arabic people don't like black people.
Of course you're not confused. You don't want to say the truth. Everyone knows majority of Arab people don't like black people. As a black Muslim, the most racist people I come across are Arab people. And guess what? Those Arabs who are racist towards me are fellow Muslims. Do you Arab people think we don't know how you used to call black people abid or abd, which literally means a servant or a slave? Let me share my experience with you. In the city I live here, we have 3 different mosques: the university mosque, the Turkish mosque, and the Arab mosque. From the name Arab mosque, you should know the majority of people who went there are Arabs. Even their khutbah and everything is in Arabic. And this happens before Corona, before social distancing. You know, if you are standing next to somebody in the mosque, you have to connect your toes with the person. I came across several Arab people who doesn't want to connect their toes with mine. So I went and asked the first person that did that shit to me. Instead of him to apologize or say something, he ended up asking me a question that, has God ever sent a prophet through black people? Like he wanted to convince me that there's something wrong with me.
Confused about why Arabic people don't like black people?
They have no reason why they don't love black people, because they feel so guilty in their heart, We black people, we are so innocent, because we have never harmed nobody. We have never done anything bad to any race in the surface of this earth, So people feel so guilty, And first of all, we are the first people on the surface of this earth, We came first, And no matter what, no matter whatever they try, they can never put us down, Black people are the first people on the surface of this earth, So we are never guilty, We have God in us, Our heart is full with mercy, love, We are the people of God, the chosen people of God. So we don't worry about anybody hating us. If anybody let him just keep on hating us, We black people, we are proud.
Some way wronged or have heard stories.
This is not true because I had a friend who was from Pakistan and she was a Muslim, and she didn't like how this African guy looked because he was so dark, and she was like, why is he so dark? Like, she was just saying how ugly he was because he was dark. So it's just not because of how they're portrayed, it's just how they look also. They don't like how they look. I'm not gonna generalize, but that's what happened before. I don't know, but it's just not just them who think that, it's other people of color too. But she has changed, we all change, People grow up, change, so she's a sweet girl. Also, it's also African Americans who does this to Africans though. Like, the ones from West Africa, it's like embarrassing how they treat them. They call them monkeys and stuff. Like, this is not cool. It's not like, you can't just blame one race and then you can't blame yourself. Then you see people whitening their skin from all different countries. It's sad.
I have nothing against the black race. It's just majority.
I'm gonna preface this with saying that she is not a racist. I know a lot of people are calling her racist, but she's not a racist at all. Now, she didn't articulate herself the best. Might have sounded kind of ignorant. And was she completely honest? No, she was not. She was not completely honest. There is some disdain between black and Arab men. Let's just be honest about that. I'm not gonna say the Arab not a race. Yeah, it is a language. Middle East, whatever you want to call it. Whatever you want to call it. Let's not get in these word semantics. But there's clearly a problem, period. I can't get into too much detail about this TikTok, so I can't tell you how I really feel about this situation. But she wasn't keeping it all real. She need to tell you guys the things her husband says to her and other Arab men says to her about black people. That's what she need to tell you. She need to really tell you the truth. You dig what I'm talking about? Gone.
Why do Arabs hate black people? I was asked that question.
Oh my god, I don't even know where to begin with this post. I don't usually post my opinion on stuff like this. My TikTok is really more for just like having fun and enjoying life and spreading positivity, but this is something that affects me. My children are biracial. I'm their mom, I'm white, they have a black dad, and this is something that has affected me and my children in the Islamic community, and I feel that I need to speak out. You do realize that just because someone is white and they have a black husband and they have biracial children doesn't mean that they're not racist or that they don't hate black people. Just because you're Arab and the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessing be upon him, was Arab, and Bilal was the one who called the adhan, he was not his imam, by the way, you cannot claim that there's no racism, Arabs aren't racist because of that. There is no racism in Islam. That is correct. But there is so much racism amongst Muslims. That is also correct. And you guys want to walk around saying, oh, we're not racist, we don't hate black people, but go try to marry one of them. Go try to marry one of their daughters. Go try to marry one of their sons and see what happens. And then tell me if they're not racist. I had a situation where someone came up to me at a wedding and was like, oh, my brother is looking for a wife, and I heard someone told me that one of your daughters was single. She was looking for a husband. And I was like, oh, yes. So here I am, my white self. And they were like so thrilled to try to hook up their brother with my daughter. And then I called my daughter over. She's brown. She's African American. She's mixed. You should have seen the look on their face. They went from this to... And then all of a sudden, the conversation went dead. So they were so excited to hook up their brother with my daughter, who they thought was white. But then when they found out she was brown, they no longer wanted to pursue that. Interesting. Let's stop making excuses for racism. Let's call it out. Let's say it how it is. Nobody wants to hear excuses for why Arabs don't like black people. Are you kidding me? Let's call it out and say that it's wrong. Let's call it out and say that it's so prevalent in our communities and that we need to fix this problem and it needs to stop. I really could go on and on about this, but I'm just going to stop it here and see what you guys think about this. But I just want to say I don't think this sister had any evil or ill intent. I think it's just some ignorance.
Why do Arabs hate black people? I was asked that question. Arabs don't hate black.
Y'all. Please watch the rest of that video. At first I was going to make a reaction video along with the sister that was there, but yeah, I'm kind of disgusted. You know what's really disgusting to me, besides the fact that this girl kept talking in circles? It's the idealism that she has that's really disgusting. I've had the privilege of growing up around the world with a lot of different races and a lot of different cultures. So because of that, I think I already have a certain patience for that. That and my family is, like I said, mixed as hell. I don't like how she tried to say that most of the Arabs that don't like black people are taking it out on the entire race because of stories they've heard or somebody of the black culture has wronged them of some kind. Here's where I'm tripping out at. If you're going to generalize everybody like that, then none of us should be associating with anybody. I shouldn't be associating with Asians because it was an Asian teacher that put me in a hot bath of bleach and tried to scrub the black off of me with a metal brush. I was only 7, by the way. I shouldn't trust any white person from all the craziness that I've endured, being called out my name, having people come to me talking super ghetto, and I don't talk like that at all. Hell, for that matter, I shouldn't even want to associate with my own race with the amount of racism I get from my own race. That doesn't make it all right. And the fact that she tried to use her religion saying as a Muslim, we're not supposed to hate her. Anyways, that's crazy to me because you just gave all these examples of hate and then tried to compare it to the hate that Muslims get since 9/11. I don't agree with that either. I just really hate when people generalize for no reason, for no reason. And if all it takes is one story or one person to do something to you for you to take it out on their entire race, that lets me know that you already had hate in your heart and you were already waiting to just do that. When I tell you majority of the time I was listening to her talking like a bumbling idiot, I rolled my eyes most of the time and laughed at her like, you are delusional. Everything you just said was just pure hate. I know I often say, BML, Black Lives Matter, Red Lives Matter, but honestly, I'm just against hate.
Now, racism exists in the Arab world. People with dark skin are discriminated against and often see their rights curtailed. activities have had enough of such treatments and are starting to rise up. Now, the greatest progress has been made in Tunisia, in Standard Arabic as well as in various dialects. Now, there are a number of artificial expressions for people with dark skin. They are degrading and dehumanizing because they emphasize the superiority of people with white skin. Some of these expressions can be traced back to when Islamic and Arab worlds still practiced slavery and were involved in the slave trade. Now, these expressions have outlasted and even become set phrases and figures of speech that are used daily. Black is often synonymous with bad omen in these sayings. Now, the colors black and white are also used as opposites to stand for good or evil, with reference to the selection of life partners, for example, or descriptions of feelings or experiences. Now, activists in the region agree that while people are prone to condemn eroticism in Western countries, they tend to be ignorant of the phenomenon in their own world region. Now, Muhammad Azemi, the director of the Egyptian Monitoring Center on Eroticism, published results of an investigation in 2018. Together with authors, he examined Egyptian media ranging from news reports to talk shows and movies. According to their findings, half of the films produced in Egypt between 2007 and 2017 dispatched or made fun of people with dark skins or Upper Egyptian dialects. Now, people from Upper Egyptian were given stereotypical roles as janitors or servants. Artificial language and hate speech, moreover, was used in about 1/3 of the talk shows and news reports that were produced between 2011 and 2016, dealt with topics from Upper Egypt. Arabic expressions and figures of speech reveal other regional and local artificial phenomena in Arabic countries. For example, they denigrate Bedouins, women, and cards in comparison with Arab men. They also dispatch people based on their faith, sexual orientation, or disability. Now, passing a law, however, is not enough because the voices of Tunisian black women says the law only exists on paper, since victims of discrimination and artificial attacks don't have the means to take lengthy and costly legal action against perpetrators. Let's now take a look at some of the reactions from people. The first comment reads, "My people are hated everywhere. We know most Arabs hate them. Can you even hear yourself trying to defend your people? You just insulted us with your worked out explanation. Excuse me, but you are justifying the hate. Hating a group of people based on individual encounter and passing judgment based on stories you have never been a part of is the definition of articism." So basically, they listen to stereotype. "I'm a victim from the Arab country. You are so loud, girl. Stop. Let's check out the Halima story, which went viral here on TikTok too. No one ever has anything against us, and whenever they do, of course, they have justifications for it. Some things never change, do they, gorgeous?" All right, what are your thoughts on this video? Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe. See you in my next video.